Hey, Trevor. You didn't miss that boat, didn't you?
I like narcosis.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode as we're heading to do a double wreck of the Corinthian and the Dredger. Diving 2 wrecks in one dive. Dredger is my favourite wreck in Bermuda, and then we're diving the Corinthian after. You guys can have fun exploring these 2 wrecks, so let's go in, let's go explore them as we head out to the North Lagoon to go dive these 2 awesome wrecks. Let's go. Wow.
Yo, that's crazy. It's like a picture down there.
Holy crap.
That.
Whoa!
Look at the Surgeon Major.
No, that's creepy. Don't you think that's creepy?
I don't think I've ever seen this.
I don't think that.
Awesome visibility of the Corinthian. Let's go. We knew today was going to be an awesome day, diving the Niobe Corinthian and the Dredger, 2 of the best wrecks in Bermuda in my opinion. And this was a spectacular day because look at that visibility. The way you could see the Corinthian from the surface in all its glory, we just knew this was going to be an awesome dive because visibility on this wreck, to be honest, is very rare to be that good. And we were all buzzing to jump in. Now as you can see with this wreck, as we come from the casino and stripper room towards the bar as a swim through, you can see how silty this wreck is. Now they sunk this wreck in a sand hole in 2017, so the sand really builds up in this wreck, and as you saw in the earlier clips, you have to be very careful with your finning technique. It doesn't take much for you to kick this whole site up and ruin it for all the other divers on the boat, because even when you're not even near it, the sand, if you have a poor finning technique, you will rip the whole site up for all the other divers, and you do not want to be that diver on the boat ruining it for everyone else. So finning techniques, proper techniques, is so important on this dive. But look at the visibility. I was in awe because you can see the whole structure clear as anything. Normally it's really murky, so getting days like this is phenomenal. As Holly signals to Neilson, let's go through the wreck, are you happy to go through? And he was ready to go in and go exploring. But I am in just awe of the visibility. Just look at it, look how you can see down to depth the whole structure. This is so rare on this dive, getting days like this. I've maybe had 5 or 6 dives like this on this wreck out of probably about 100 on this dive. So it is very special getting days like this as we move from one side to the other. Now this wreck used to be a Shell oil company ship, where it was a support vessel for the platforms in the Gulf of Mexico, supporting of course one of the Shell oil company's platforms. Now after it was retired, from the oil industry, some very smart Bermuda businessmen came up with the idea of turning it to a casino ship. Now in Bermuda, gambling is illegal. So they came up with the idea, let's have a ship full of gaming machines and take it 12 miles offshore in international waters, and then you can go and do whatever you want. Now unfortunately, the Bermuda government caught on to this debauchery and acts of sin in their mind, where they then seized the ship because gambling was illegal. So they seized the ship after the initial raids of taking over 100 gambling machines. The ship then sat in disrepair for a long time before the government seized it properly in 2014, and then it was artificially sunk by the Stemple Foundation, the creators of AIG, in 2017 on the 4th of April. But as you can see, Nick is coming across the bridge. Look at that visibility. It is phenomenal. I was just in utter awe of how amazing it was. Now the wreck sits in about 21 metres and comes all the way up to 5 metres, so it's perfect for all levels of divers. As you can see, we're at the safety stop on the top of the wreck at 5 metres, and you have blue-headed wrasse, you have chevron butterfly fish, you have little hermit crabs, and also squirrelfish hiding away. Great dive for everyone. I'm in awe of the visibility in this dive. It was incredible, but stay around for the second wreck of the day. My favourite. Marcus. Woo. All good, Nick? You have fun? You enjoy it? You enjoy that, Marcus? Are you a bit cold? No? Now my favourite wreck in Bermuda, the King George Dredger, or also affectionately just known as the Dredger. It is an awesome wreck. Now unfortunately, unlike the Corinthian, visibility was not great on this dive. I mean, it's only a few miles apart, so you can imagine you were expecting hopefully similar visibility because you could see the wreck from the surface, but unfortunately it was very murky, very silty on this dive today. But I don't mind because we have another video up here that you guys can check out where we had amazing visibility on the Dredger, and you can really see why this wreck is my favourite wreck in Bermuda. But what I love about it is even on bad visibility days, it is completely coralised. Now this ship was a dredger ship built in Glasgow, Scotland, and was actually brought across for dredging operations in around about the 1970s, 1920s. Now unfortunately, the modern technology had come very quickly advanced on. So what happened when the ship actually arrived in Bermuda, after a few years it was obsolete compared to more modern dredging ships. So the Bermuda government received 3 of them, they sold 2 of them on to other islands, but this one, the King George Dredger, remained in Bermuda. They didn't know what to do with it, they ended up taking it out into North Lagoon and sinking it in round about the 1930s. It's not sure if it was 1930, 31 or 32, but it's understood it was sunk around about 1930s. And the wreck has been down for almost 100 years, so at the moment 92 years, and look at it. It is completely coralised. It wasn't made diver ready, they just sunk it. And one of the great spots about this dive site is it is full of grey snappers. Grey snappers are always on the top part of the dredging chute for the buckets, and you can just normally find sometimes groupers here or even barracuda, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a big school of grey snappers, which is awesome. And there's loads of little nooks and crannies for you guys to dive in, down to little holds or even round the engine blocks, which are really cool to see because you can dive along the gangways or under the gangways as well. But I wasn't able to do that on this dive today because the visibility is so bad and some divers had gone down and ripped it up. As you can see, Holly and Neilson are smiling away, so happy. But as I said guys, hit the card at the end and you'll be able to come and dive the Dredger on a really good visibility day with life everywhere. It's definitely worth checking that video out. As always guys, I'm going to leave you to continue enjoying this dive and stay along for the outro. Okay. Hey. What's that? Were you out last night? Okay, that's fine then.